Are you ready? Yeah, tell them. Tell them we're ready. Yeah? Alright, yeah, he's shy today, but Mateo's here again. I'm here inside this mine. It's a bit chilly, but I'm here with a furry friend. In this video, I'm gonna break down the process of making a super miner for one of our top ranked, top played games, Mr. Mine. And today we have a very special guest. He's gonna help me out explaining the process. He has something to do with the design. Are you ready, Bilbo? Are you ready? Tell them. Okay, so Bilbo's ready. So let's get into the art. Let's go. Okay, just a quick sum up of what Mr. Mine is. So it's an idle game. It was released back in 2012 and it reached over 20 million plays. So a lot of people played Mr. Mine. A lot of people like Mr. Mine. Okay, so it's a mine, obviously, and you have to manage the mine. You can hire miners, you can upgrade your drill. Your drill is going down the earth. It goes past the earth. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it goes past the earth. You have the moon and you have other planets, so I'm not gonna spoil it. So it's all about managing your mine and making the best decisions for your mine. And now about our character. In the game, we have super miners, which give you more like skills. It digs faster, it helps you earn more money, it finds more golden chests for you. So there's a lot of different super miners. And it's funny, a lot of people outside the company, like a lot of my friends, they ask me, hey, how do I get tasks? Like, how do I know what character to make? And it's funny in this case because I have the actual description I got here from my leaders for this character. So it says like, levitating cat in a chair with an engine and thrusters below it. Cat looks at player, tail flips back and forth, sparkles around cat. So that was my description. So I had the freedom to design whatever I wanted, and I'm such a cat person. I have two cats here, which are Bilbo and Leia. So like for me, getting this task was amazing. And a lot of the times as artists, we use stuff around us as reference to the art we make. So what better reference than my own cat to design this cat character? Okay, so the software for this whole design, I used Photoshop, which is not, I wouldn't advise using Photoshop nowadays for pixel art or any complex animation, because there are better tools than Photoshop, like Sprite, for example, which is what I use today. But at the time I didn't use Sprite yet, so that's I just knew Photoshop, so I just used Photoshop. And I used my Huion Canva tablet to draw in. So yeah, that's the software and the tool that I use, like Photoshop with the tablet. My tablet has a screen on it, so it's easy to see what you're drawing. So that's what I use for this character. So I started sketching based on Bilbo. He would be gray and white. So the upper part of his head is gray. He has some stripes here. And then the chin would be white and the belly would be white as well. So I put some earrings on him. Like he's a very badass mechanic in a car shop or something like that. But he's also a scientist. So I gave him like scientist goggles and tubes going over his chest because it's a part of the levitating chair. So it's all like attached to him. And finally, like he's holding a controller, which controls the chair. So I wanted to give it like a joystick look. So it's related to video games, but it also controls the machine. So that's why it kind of looks like a controller from a video game. And that was like the big picture, the portrait that we were gonna use in the portrait UI on Mr. Mine. But I also had to design the smaller version, which would be inside the game. So it's kind of two different designs because I can't put as many details as I did in the portrait in the in-game version. So it's way smaller, way less details. So you can only see like the tubes and very small goggles. And like I had to highlight some parts of it. So the eyes are bigger in the smaller version than like his mouth or his jaw. When you want a character that's cuter, you make bigger eyes. So that's the first sketch I did for the cat. Now we can move on to the next part of the process. So here we have like the final colors and final outlines. it's still a bit jaggy. Jaggies in Pixar are issues on lines that you want to avoid. It's still a bit jaggied, but I would polish that later. So that's like the first version of the polished design with colors and shadows and some depth. So I wanted to make his head really round, like a fat cat. So I added like 3 shades of shadow on it. And again, for the small version, I had to like take a lot of the detail off because it's way smaller than the big version. So that's kind of when I did like the X tubes on his body. So 2 thrusters here, like it's a throne, and 2 going vertically like behind him, and then some tubes connecting his body into the chair. So he's kind of connected to the chair more than just sitting on it. So there you go, that's the textured and colored design. So now we can take a look at the animation. Okay, so this is the first animation I did. So I just wanted to test out the polish design that I had done with the levitation movement. So it's just levitating, it's not animated at all. And this levitating would be also used for walking. So I needed to get that motion right. So we could use it to make the character walk around the line he is in the mine. And so the second part would be to animate the cat. So you have the whiskers going up and down, and his tail, which needed to be really like, it needed to have personality. So I wanted to, you can see that it's kind of going this way and it stops and it goes back in kind of a harsh movement to show that he's very like kind of angry guy. So he's not really calm. So he wants to dig fast. He wants to draw fast. So that's kind of his personality, which is a bit like Bilbo's personality, not very patient, that I wanted to bring into the character. And there's a version, the version that's drilling on the right, and it shows a bit more of how impatient and how very driven he is to do his job. So the levitating movement is a bit harsh, so it like shakes like this, and the tail needs to be faster. So I made the tail a bit faster, and his face is like he goes angry when he's drilling. He moves like the controller, so everything he does is really like harsh and impatient. And the thruster effect goes like it makes a boom and then it stops. So it all reflects his personality like into the design here. So when the thruster's energy crashes into the ground, the debris, like small stones, go up like that. And that's the loop. Like it's not a very long loop, it's an 8-frame loop. So I just had him like turn it on and off, on and off, on and off, and that would still need to be like feel natural for this character. You want to be a part of it too? This is Leia, guys. Do you want to be a part of the video? All right. So yeah, here we have the final design for the portrait after some jaggies were fixed. We have the drilling animation, we have the idle animation, which would be like the walking animation as well. It walks around the mine. So once it was added, every time a character of mine is added into the game, I'm so happy about it. Like I would play Mr. Mine with Bilbo, like holding Bilbo on my lap like this, and it's so fascinating when you make art to see people using your art, like people playing and finding the cat and thinking like, oh, this cat is cute, or this cat is badass. So that's always like, that's the best part of the job. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you have fun playing Mr. Mine. It's an awesome game, or any other of our games. You can see our games in the link here, or you can go into Playsaurus.com and check out our games there. So we hope you guys like this series. Give it a like, subscribe, comment if you found something cool, if you played Mr. Mine, if you found Chester in Mr. Mine, that's so cool. And we will see you, right Leia, in the next video. Thanks for watching, keep safe, keep being happy, keep playing video games, and goodbye.